We're live. Welcome to the Pharmacy Seeds Network live stream. Tonight is Tuesday night, May 7th, 2019. Every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. we do the Overlook Mountain Amateur Radio Club Farmers and Gardeners Net. This is hosted by yours truly over amateur radio. It's a net to provide and facilitate communication regarding farming, gardening, etc., and to facilitate good communication along those lines via amateur radio, and to educate others and to help others educate each other. And so the net will be starting in about 2 minutes. Sounds like someone's out there. Maybe I'll just go ahead and start it now. It's 9:29. We have one watching, whoever it is. Welcome. Thanks for coming into the Pharmacy Seeds Network live stream. This is KD2IIN Net Control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. The Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net is dedicated to farmers and gardeners in the Hudson Valley here on the Overlook Mountain Amateur Radio Club repeater, 146.805 Megahertz with a PL tone of 103.5. This net is basically dedicated to farming and gardening. Any check-ins, please call now.
KD2 RFI, Bob. Good evening, CJ.
The net recognizes KD2 RFI, Bob. Good evening, Bob. Good to hear your voice. How are you?
Unfortunately, same position as last week. It's been a busy few weeks with work and other related issues. Yes, I just wanted to hop on and check in and see who else shows up for a little while. I'm not going to stay too awful long, but other than that, I'm doing good.
Sounds good, sounds good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm a little pressed for time these days myself. And it's only going to get worse as the season goes on. Alright, let's roll on down and see if there's any other check-ins out there. This is KD2IIN Net Control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now.
This is KD2RWI.
KD2RWI. Ian, I believe the name is. Welcome to the net. Glad you made it in. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. I think you said Ian. It is Ethan.
Ethan.
Not a problem, but doing pretty good. I feel a bit of a cold coming on actually, so that's not going to be fun, but tonight's been pretty good.
You're right, Ethan. I don't know how I got switched up to Ian. I apologize. Sorry to hear you think you have a cold coming on. Take lots of vitamin C, drink lots of water, and get plenty of rest. Alright, let's see if there's any further check-ins. This is KD2I Net Control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now. Hello everyone in the live stream. Zone 5B, Geeky. Midwest, nice! Alright, looks like no further check-ins, so let's roll back to the top of the list. KD2 RFI, pick it up.
Good evening, Ethan. We're all doing well. Really don't have a lot to say in regards to farming at all. I went out this week and last week, and it's a little off topic, but within my job, I do a lot of training. And we trained take down a big old ash tree for firewood, which appeared to be not blooming and probably non-viable. I've been eyeing it for a couple years now, and it's been deteriorating due to the ash borer beetles getting into it. So I took it down for firewood, and then I don't know if I took it down too early or not. I don't know, but yeah, it's firewood now. What's done is done. So, but that should give me a sufficient amount of firewood to add to the pile. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot more going on. Like I said, it's been a very busy week for me, so very tired.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on other than that. Sounds like you're pretty busy. Well, I'm glad things are all going well for you, and the bees and chickens are well, and all is good. As far as ash goes, ash actually can be burned green. That's the only wood that you can burn green without building up huge amounts of creosote. Obviously, it's better and much more heat production dry, but that should dry out fairly quick too. It also dries fairly quickly. And ash, if I recall correctly, is about 21 million BTUs to the cord, so that's a pretty good value for heat on that. So that should work out good for you. All right, very good. Well, thanks for checking in. Let's roll on down to KD2RWI and see what's going on with Ethan.
Not much is going on with me. I'm still learning a lot about the net and everything. I've only hopped into the one in Greylock, the Greylock repeater, where you just check in and ask if you got traffic or anything, and you just head out. But I heard, I forgot his call sign. The other guy just talked about cutting down a couple ash trees. Reminded me, I for a hobby, I like to collect axe bits and restore them and put them on handles and everything, and go into the woods and chop down trees and stuff. It's simple, but it's fun. I don't know what method you use to chop down the ash tree, but be interested to hear if you use the good old axe.
KD2RFI, call sign Kilo Delta 2, Romeo Foxtrot, India. I use what I guess we call now the Power Axe, the Husqvarna model. KD2RWI. Not too sure what that is. If you could tell me what that is, that'd be great.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, it was a chainsaw.
Power axe.
Man, that blew over my head pretty quick.
Copy that, no problem. I'm very tired tonight, so my sense of humor is a little off. Copy that, I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's kind of like champagne tonight, a little dry on the delivery, so it wasn't easy to pick up. But yeah, I have a husky too. Big fan of those. I'll put it back to Ethan. KD2I. Ethan. Okay, well, I guess we'll just see if there's any further check-ins then. Sounds like Ethan is down for a moment, maybe having a chuckle. This is KD2IN, Net Control for Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now. No further check-ins recognized at this time. Alrighty, I'll put it back up to Bob, KD2RFI.
Alright, CJ, I wasn't sure if you passed it to me or Ethan, but yeah, no, it was definitely a chainsaw. I've been thinking very much about getting an axe, so I do want an axe. Not so much for chopping trees down, but time just doesn't permit. I would love to do things old school way, but
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
in such a tight schedule crunch with everything I got going on. It's plate, and I got to get a little hatchet just to keep on the stove, just for making up the kindling wood for starting the wood fires. Come winter time, I got this big, it's like a mini maul. It's a huge wedge, almost like an isosceles triangle wedge. It's just incredibly thick, all steel, solid steel, including the handle. It's just, I'll probably never break the thing, but it's a beast to wield when
Had a
I
stream
want to
issue.
make
Sorry.
just, little slivers of wood for starting a fire. So it's tough to handle. If you got any recommendations on axes, I would love an old school traditional wood handle axe that I fit my own handle to. Everyone talks about I think it's Fiskars axes, the modern ones with nylon handles. I really don't want that. I more enjoy the wooden handles. If you have any recommendations, Ethan, I would love to hear it. KD2 or FI.
And this is KD2 Control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. Yeah, I'm with you on efficiency. I would love to do everything old school with an axe too, but I also don't have that kind of time when I can rip through a 10-inch log with my Husky in 5 or 6 seconds, or it takes me an hour with an axe. I mean, I gotta make the time I can make. I tend to split a lot of my wood by hand as well. I do have a power splitter, which I did use some this fall for some of the knottier stuff, but this pole starter went on it. It was $70 for a new one, and I have another engine that I want to switch over to that. So I just put that on hold until the summer when I can do that switch over. And so mostly I use a maul. Mostly I use a Collins Axe 6-pound maul, and that's a fiberglass or nylon handle, which is nice because I can leave it out right at the wood pile and it doesn't rot. And the better part of that is, you know how normally with a wood-handled axe or maul, if you overshoot a piece of wood and end up missing your target, and the end of the handle hits it and the end of the axe goes over that, it makes a lever and kind of snaps the wood off. I find you don't have that problem with at least the Collins axe with that fiberglass handle. I can actually oversplit stuff, and it actually makes it easier to split things. And I like a 6-pound because it's heavy enough to have really good hitting force and splitting force, but it's not so heavy that it's really hard to wield after time after time. So that's my favorite for splitting bigger stuff. And then I just use a small axe for smaller stuff, or sometimes a hatchet for kindling stuff, but I really prefer the axe. An axe that I had that I actually have to replace is it's an Estwing axe, and it's actually an all metal handle, and it's super sharp, and I found that split really well for kindling, and even would split really big stuff. It's lighter than a maul, but it's so accurate and sharp it can really do a lot of damage to a piece of wood pretty quick. So those would be my recommendations. I'll put it back to you for comment. KD2I.
Yeah, the overshoot is definitely an issue. But my recommendation for that is don't overshoot. The wood handle I got on mine right now is pretty well beaten. I tend to overshoot a lot, but once I've been doing it for a few hours, I'm getting tired. I'm not young and vibrant anymore. I hate to admit that, but I definitely push my limits because I would like to get back to young and vibrant. But I don't know, the fiberglass handles that if you do overshoot, you don't get the damage to the wood versions as with the fiberglass, but it sends an incredible vibration up the handle, which has to take me a minute or two to just walk away from, and get feels back in my hands again. It's incredible the vibration it sends up. I do prefer traditional, and I know we've talked about this before, and I'm really more looking at the old school way of doing things and trying to avoid modern tech as much as possible. But I did go in halves with a friend of mine for a log splitter. There will come a time where I'm just going to have too much wood to split and not enough
6 and 10 chords in a season, so I totally understand the splitter too. You know, again, back to efficiency. How much time do you have? Something takes you 10 times as long. That's 10 other things you can't get done. And if you're homesteading, farming, or just in general a busy person, that makes a difference. So, yeah. And if you ever end up over this way, I'll let you try that out. And I actually find that I know exactly the shock you're talking about, and I know exactly how incredible that shock really is. It's amazing how much energy can come back up that handle. But I haven't found that with the Collins axe, even on an overshot, a complete overshot. And like you say, yeah, that does happen when you're tired. I mean, I like the old wooden handles. I like the concept of that. But the reality is, the time it takes to switch out a handle is time I could be splitting wood for me. But I do appreciate where you're coming from on that. So let's just roll down here and pick up KD2 RWI. I don't want to leave him out of the conversation, and also we'll do an opportunity for check-ins after that. So KD2 RWI, Ethan, pick it up.
KD2 RWI. In regards to KD2 RFI's question on grabbing an axe, it depends on your budget wholly. If you're looking for a good, cheap, traditional axe, Husqvarna,
Splitters are
mostly
good,
known
man.
for their chainsaws, makes a
Make a
really
big
good line of
difference.
axes. Halsell Brooks makes for them, which is a really good brand.
I didn't know
Really good Swedish.
Husky made axes.
Can't remember anyone's call sign for some reason, but the other guy, which sounds a little rude. I remember hearing a concern about overshooting with an axe. I've had that problem before too. Although they still use wooden axes because the Fiskars, if the handle breaks, the axe is useless. There's no way of changing out the handle. But with overshooting, I've combated that is making a leather collar sleeve, which surprisingly absorbs a good amount of the shock and prevents the wood from getting busted up.
Okay.
You can also buy steel ones online for things like splitting malls and stuff. But
there you go.
yeah. But yeah, if you're looking to get an axe, Husqvarna makes a really good line of them.
That's awesome. I didn't know Husky made an axe line as well. I'll have to check those out. And collar, that's an idea. I hadn't considered that either. So let's just pause quick and see if there's any further check-ins, and then I'll put it back to Bob, and I'll let Bob and Ethan go back and forth. This is KD2 IIN Net Control for Hudson. It's all yours, Bob.
Copy that, CJ. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, that
splitter
collar,
makes a lot of
leather
sense,
collar is
Kiki.
a great idea. I sat here shaking my head like, well, yeah, that's so blatantly obvious, and I've actually seen them before. But no, that's a great idea. Definitely would that little piece of leather absorb quite a bit. Makes it a lot easier. I didn't know Husqvarna made axes either, but I'll definitely browse around, check them out. I would, money-wise, I don't mind spending money on something nice as long as it works.
Quality.
And
lasting quality.
one of the things I definitely got to pick up, and I should do it before winter, is get a little, I don't know if I want to call it a tactical hatchet, but something along that lines for my outdoor pack, my hiking pack. Just something to have in the woods. It's a lot easier split wood. Either that, a large knife, fixed blade knife with a full tang on it as well for splitting wood out in the woods. I do a lot of stuff with the dogs out in the woods and whatnot. We're planning a couple winter overnight trips and possibly a summer camping trip too. So, I've been looking at those as well. But yeah,
This once you get into, if you look into a lot of the axe community, yes, there's an axe community, and a lot of the stuff is made in Sweden. For some reason, they make the
they're pros
really good
at making
steel.
stuff.
There's also a lot of American companies that are in the higher end too. I can't name any of them, but if you're looking for more higher end ones, you've got what's her name, Wetterlings, is definitely one of them, and I can't think of the other one for some reason, but I'll think of it in a minute. But yeah, business interesting. Yeah, just if you're having troubles with overhitting, you can make a collar pretty easily.
Yeah, just the pretty much. I mean, if you want to make it real simple, just a couple wraps of leather and secure it any way you want, whether it be wire or 550 cord or whatever. So no, that'd be great. That'd be great. The I know a friend of mine. She's a single woman, widowed. Her husband was I can't think of it. He did a lot of wood, cut a lot of trees down. Forester. He was a forester.
Okay.
And he unfortunately was mortally wounded on the job, dropping a tree. But
Dangerous
I know a
business.
friend of hers had given her an axe, and I went to the house one day to help her out. And it had this double-bladed axe laying on her porch. And, it's not uncommon to know her husband was a forester. I said, what is that for? I said, you swinging that around? She just kind of laughed and said, no, it's giving me as a joke. But it was pretty cool. I think that was the first time I ever saw a double-headed axe. And, something like that would be nice to have laying around. And, I definitely want something with quality steel, something that will hold an edge. I just feel like a lot of the newer stuff is, you use it a couple times and the edge is gone. And I'm always in there hand filing my stuff, whether it be my pocket knives or my split and maul or even the chainsaw. I'm just always filing it, always trying to keep a good edge on it. Although I must admit I'm no good at the chainsaw. I get a decent edge on it, but I'm not to the point where it's cutting like factory when I'm done throwing an edge on it. So I'm still working on that. KD2 RFI, back to you.
KD2 RWI. I just remember the name. It's called Grand Force Brooks. They make a really good axes on the higher end of the spectrum. I definitely check them out. Got a whole line of axes from hatchets to splitting mauls. I think what you'd be looking for is more of an all-around axe, like the one I'm thinking of that they make is called the Scandinavian Forest axe. It's a great axe. It's a 26-inch handle, which is a very good all-around size, and a 3.5-pound head, if I'm not mistaken.
What type of performance would the 3.5-pound head be compared to a little more weight, like a 6-pound head, as far as split purposes? Would there be a major noticeable difference, or would it be better suited for just smaller stuff, or dropping trees per se?
Nice, geeky.
Well, of course, there's going to be a definitely.
I don't have any
a
double
bigger
edges.
difference, a 2.5-pound difference, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it is 3.5 pounds either way. With an axe like that, you're definitely going to be. It's great for felling trees, because when you're felling trees, you don't want a big, heavy axe head. You want to
So
just
you're
be
going
able to
horizontal,
swing it
yeah.
and be done with it. But with 3.5 pounds, you can definitely split a lot of logs. Unless you've got like a 32-inch diameter log, you might not get through with that. You can definitely get some good size with this.
Wild.
Or
32.
just an all-around axe, which sounds like what you're looking for. This is perfect. You can do almost anything with it.
All right, copy that. I'll definitely check it out. CJ, I don't
taking it from me. We don't have a net if we don't have participants, so you guys want to carry on, you can carry on, but I'll throw in my 2 cents along the way. Let's see. Double edge axes I've never worked with. Excuse me. But I will say there is at Kenco in Kingston a really awesome double-edged battle axe. And I did ask the price on it because I was just curious. It was like $450 or something. And it's nothing I would have a use for, but it's a really cool axe if you want to check out a really cool axe. And on chainsaw sharpening, for like $50 on Amazon, you can get a chainsaw sharpening tool. It's like a little grinder, electric powered, and you can make basically factory edge on your chains in 3 to 5 minutes per chain. So that's an incredibly useful tool if you want to improve efficiency in sharpening. And how difficult it can be to get both those angles right on a chain. So those are my 2 cents. Let's just see if there's any further check-ins quick, and then I'll put it back to you guys. This is KD2IN, control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now. Alright, and I think Bob had it last, so we'll put it back to KD2RWI. Ethan, pick it up.
KD2RWI. Yeah, I was just about to bring up Kenco. I saw that axe. I was there today. They actually have a good stock of axes. I checked them out. I believe they've got Wehrling and Grand Force and Brooks. So that's a great place to get your hands on a couple of them. And the prices aren't marked up at all, so it's a great place to go for them. I'm not 100% sure what that huge axe is for. I think it's a throwing axe, believe it or not, but I'm not too sure.
KD2RFI. And acts like that, from what you guys have described, it sounds like it'd be for pretty much anything you want. Yeah, no, it would, that'd be pretty cool. I'd check it out. I'm always afraid to go into Kenco. Every time I go in there, I come out with an empty wallet. Between Kenco and then Hudson Valley Bee Supply, it's just two of my favorite stores. So I try not to go there too often, but I'm like, ooh, and everything else. So. But no, I absolutely love that store. It's a great store. Well, I think I'm going to check out. I spent the last 2 nights at a hotel. I absolutely hate hotels. I do not sleep well at hotels or away from home. So I'm definitely got to get in and catch up on a little bit of sleep. And I still got to go back to work in the morning. So it's been a pleasure. Ethan, welcome to the net. Congratulations on joining us. And welcome. CJ, I will definitely talk with you next week, hopefully, or if not before. I don't know if you'll wind up running Thursday night net.
This week.
Otherwise, I'll see you again soon. If I ever get down that way, definitely we'll try and touch base. I keep needing to get to one of OMARC's meetings, but just time doesn't permit. I keep saying things are going to slow down once the season changes, and once the season changes, I got a whole new list of projects to do. So, again, speak KD2RFI, wishing everyone 7-3. Clear.
Alright, this is KD2IN, Net Control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. Alright, very good. Thanks for participating, Bob, and always good conversation with you. Always glad to have you along on the net. I hope you get some rest and get caught up. I am also not a fan of hotels or being away from home. I don't sleep well in those situations either. From our live streamers, we have a couple of people saying goodnight, so good night to you from them as well. And we'll say 7-3s to you, and we'll pass it on down to Ethan, KD2RWI.
82RWI. Yeah, it's getting close to 10. I've got to hop off soon, but relax a little bit. But I heard you guys bring up OMARC. I went to them for my ham exam for my test, but I'm not 100% and I'm definitely interested. So
Neither am I.
if you could give me some information on OMARC, the whole club, and everything, and what you guys do, that would be great.
Fantastic. Yeah, OMARC. If you want to learn more about the club, you can go to www.omarcclub.org. That's whiskey. Mike Alpha Romeo Charlie Lima Uniform Bravo Oscar Romeo Golf. And we used to have our meetings on Ulster Landing Road at the Ulster Fire Training Center, but they tore that building down, and so our meetings are being relocated to a new place, and I'm not sure where that is yet. But I think if you stay tuned on the website, or if you get on our emailing list, which you can sign up for from the website, as soon as they know where the next meeting is going to be, they'll let us know. And of course, I'll let you know if I hear you're determined. I haven't heard any updates, but I hope that helps. And was there other information you were looking for? Have I missed anything?
KD2RWI. Yeah, what I was looking for is what do the club meetings look like? I have never been to one, and I'm just looking to what it's all about.
Okay, club meetings usually range from somewhere between 10 and 30 people, depending on the night. And the age ranges all over the place, anything on up to 75, 80, and some of our club members are, I think, in their early 20s, and anywhere in between. Meeting usually starts out with a formal business meeting for the club, and then moves on to general business about what we're going to do for field days or whatever upcoming events are coming. And then usually at the end of that, someone gives a presentation, and then there's usually like some sort of social thing, coffee and hang out and chat kind of thing. So that's the basic meeting. And you can become a member if you want. Obviously, that's up to you. I'm trying to think what else. Our club does all sorts of different events. Let's see, we did a Lobster Fest over in Kingston. We set up a tent and radio gear and did a demonstration there. Every June, end of June, we do field day, a summer field day. That's usually down in Stone Ridge at, I can't remember his call off the top of my head. It's an N2 call, I think, but I can't remember his call. That's how long it's been since I talked to him. And let's see, and then winter, we usually do a winter field day also. That's in like end of January, early February, and that's usually at the Ferncliff Forest over here in Rhinebeck. Any other questions?
KD2RWI. Yeah, I've got quite a few, but got time for two more.
Okay.
Field day. Not 100. I've been hearing about that. Sounds very interesting to get out and put your skills to the test outside. What do the events with ham clubs look like for field day? I was thinking about jumping on Overlook and seeing how far I could get out with 2 meters without a repeater, see if I could do anything with that. But I'll definitely check out any field day events if it pops up.
All right, very good. Well, field day, I think we usually set up somewhere between 6 and 10 radios, HF radios. Also, we set up a 2-meter station. We do a full digital setup, and we usually have a CW set up as well. So we have everything from voice to CW to digital. And we have our experienced members and new members all kind of join in and help and set up. We set up tents and that sort of stuff, and generator power, and we string antennas up in the trees, and we make as many contacts as we can all across the U.S. and around the world, and then we break all that stuff down and pack it out. So it's kind of an emergency preparedness exercise or drill, kind of, but it's also a lot of fun. It's a good chance to socialize, and of course, amongst that, there's always food being cooked and kind of delivered to the tent, kind of thing. And there's different meals, and there's coffee available and that kind of stuff. And we try to run the entire radio setup as much as we can, as many operators as we can for the full 24-hour period.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm not sure if I'll be able to jump on the HF bands unless someone acts as the control operator. I'm just studying for my general now, so that's going to be
good. And yeah, no worries on the control operator. We usually have an assigned call for our club for that weekend, and you'll operate under the assigned call. And any bands you're not authorized to operate on, there'll be an operator right there with you to help you. And they'll help you figure out how to use the radio, and where to call, where to listen, and that kind of stuff. It's a great way to learn how to use an HF radio. And if you want to check out some photos and that kind of stuff, you can always go to the website and go under Community and OMARC Photo Gallery, and there's some previous field day photos and that kind of stuff there that'll kind of give you a little better picture, literally, of what it is and what it's about.
KD2 or WI. Yeah, I've seen a couple of photos of it, but I'll definitely check it out. Other than that, I don't have any more questions, and I've got to run. So thank you very much for answering all the questions and doing this. And definitely a great thing to get into. Definitely enjoying the hobby. Definitely going to stick to it for a long time. But yeah, for now I got to run. I'll probably see you guys on the 805 repeater tomorrow. But this is KD2RWI signing clear at 73.
All right, very good, Ethan. Glad to answer your questions, and those are all excellent questions, and I'm glad to hear them asked on a net. Actually, it's a great time for other people to get an idea of what other events that our club does. So thank you very much for your participation and excellent questions, and I'm sure we'll catch you on the radio maybe tomorrow. KD2RWI, this is KD2IN saying 7.3s, and this is KD2IN Net Control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. This net is sponsored by the Overlook Mountain Amateur Radio Club, located in Ulster County, New York. Please visit our website for more information at www.omarcclub.org. That's whiskey.Oscar Mike Alpha Romeo Charlie Lima Uniform Bravo.Oscar Romeo Golf. Thanks to all those who participated. This is KD2IN saying 7.3s and inviting you to join us again next week. Oh, before I go, on Thursday nights at 8 p.m., there is a regular chat net that we have here on the repeater as well, so I hope other people will come to that as well. Alright, that's all. This net is officially closed, and this repeater is back under regular amateur use. Thanks to all those who participated. This is KD2IN saying 7.3, and I am clear. Take me out in the CW wave. What's up, Geeky Gardens? What you doing, dude? And who else is watching? Somebody else is here. What's up? Did we lose Midwest? How to and DIY channel? Did we lose them? I know he had questions. Just chilling, just kicking it. What's the weather like down there, Geeky? 80, beautiful. We had one partially sunny day yesterday, and then today it was cloudy, and then it rained, and then it thunderstormed, and then it rained some more, and now it's wet and night. Yeah, I was afraid the glitch would bump them. I'm sorry, Midwest, if you're rewatching the stream later. I don't have the best network connection. Oh, go ahead and tell me, Geeky. If I cry, no one will notice. It'll just add to the raindrops here. I might cry without you telling me. I might cry and pretend the sun is out. Because I can't see. Don't mind me, I'm just tired tonight, so I'm chilling back in the chair. Yeah, I'm guessing 80s and sunny. That's what I'm guessing. Obviously not sunny right now, but. '87. Wow. Forecast for next week. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. What awesome growing weather. Man, those beefsteak and cherry tomatoes I started them too early. I'm going to have to abort those. I just started fresh seeds on the beefsteak last night. I got to go out actually later tonight before between now and bedtime and 50 other things, and start another round of the cherries because they got too big and too tall and the soil temps aren't high enough yet. Yeah, I figured you meant rain. But let's see, my delicata squasher popped up today. Actually, I got a video of that I should upload. I probably won't get to that till tomorrow. 60 delicata squash going, so that's exciting. I don't know, I might start another round. What you got in the garden, Geeky? You got tomatoes and stuff in already? You must by now, right? In your nice warm climate? Amish paste. Wow, finishing off already. Yeah, you do get a lot of heat down there, don't you? Amish paste are nice. Do you make sauce or anything with that? I just ordered some more aroma seed today, actually. Can you believe every single place that sells tomatoes and ship them to restaurants? Like, I don't need to do 4 times the work. So I gave up looking around here and went online and ordered seed from a company called Little Little Italy. Excuse me. And so I got San Marzanos. That's what I'm trying to say. Wow, I'm slow tonight, boy. You grow them in the winter. Hey, Geeky, when you want to trade places, I'm thinking we'll trade places in like November and then back again in like May. You're not going to go for that, are you? So what are your typical temperatures in, like, say, December or January down there? Because I remember being in Florida in like February, and occasionally there'd be a frost. But then daytimes it was like 75 or 80, so it was nice. Took till 3 to move the family south. Boy, only 3? I'm 42, I still can't convince my family to go south. We remain here under Governor Hitler. I looked at Georgia a while back, actually. I don't know if I'd go all the way to Florida if I went south. I think I'd like something between where I'm at and there. Maybe Virginia or, well, Virginia isn't particularly appetizing to me. West Virginia, maybe. That would be nice. Or even Tennessee. West Virginia was beautiful when I drove through it. Snow 20 years apart. Yeah, okay. May or may not see freezing at all. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so with like a 1-layer greenhouse, you'd be solid down there for a winter grow, basically. I mean, I have to say, like, as much as I'd like to have a growing season year-round here, the winter does give me a chance to fall back and, like, reassess and kind of prepare for the next season and kind of reset. There is a certain nice thing about that cycle. It's just the winters can be so frickin' tough here sometimes that it just wears on you. Surfing on Christmas because it was 80. Oh, man. I do like those warm temperatures though, man. I really do. I love nothing more than being out in the farm on a warm sunny day with my shirt off and the sun blazing down on me working in the soil. That just, love it. Love it. Can't do that here in January when it's 10 degrees and windy and snowing. Well, you can, but you'd be a little chilly. Unless you're Wim Hof. Political BS, yeah. 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 Florida's a lot like New York in that way, huh? Yeah, I'd love to move to like a freer state. I'm not big on big government and overregulation. Arkansas, okay. We got a guy who's just moved here at amateur radio. You know, solid winter down there also. Not like here, but he said they do get snow and some pretty good cold. But obviously much shorter. I'm trying to think, I don't think I've been through Arkansas. I've been through Missouri. I can't remember if we went through Arkansas or not. Yeah, that's the thing. You almost have to go wherever you're thinking about going and check it out for 6 months or a year and see what you're really dealing with. I really like Maine, but man, the idea of the Maine winters is like, I don't know. Because I have some amateur radio guys I talk to up in Maine, and they're like this last winter my HF antennas have been down, but the winter before, I talked to him pretty much every night on 160 meters, and man, you know, we'd have 10 or 15 degrees and windy here, and he'd have like, you know, -10 and like 4 feet of snow on the ground. It was crazy. Yeah, I hear you on Arkansas. I don't know that much about Arkansas though. Arkansas. Is it Arkansas or theirs? Somebody else is in. Oh, and gone. In and gone. And poof, it's gone. Oh yeah, I hear you, geeky. I can still handle them. I'm sick of struggling through snow and cold. Like, I love all these tropical plants, and like here I am in a place that's not tropical at all. Yeah. Well, I keep kidding Chris and Darlene from Homesteading the Hard Way. Let's find a place in the middle. We'll meet and set up a big homestead. Chris and I both came to the conclusion, though, that we want to go like south to like El Salvador or Colombia or way south. Give you trouble? How do you mean? You have trouble getting them to grow healthy or happy? Telling you, bro, you gotta get that trace mineral nutrition going, brother. In fact, I just ordered some Nutrilive today. Let me give you a link on some Nutrilive. He's just beaming. Love that picture. On the AEA website, there's a guy, Mike Omeg, in his orchard, and he's just beaming with his smile with his produce he's got. Rightfully so. He's doing a bang-up job out in Oregon, I think. Let's see, nutritional components. Nutrilive. Alright, geeky, so this is like for gardener's scale here. You envy my avocado. I hope my avocado produces some fruit. I can't wait to get that thing out in the sun. It is blowing up. Yeah, I'm proud of it, that's for sure. Alright, so that link is increase your trace mineral nutrition. That can be used as a foliar, it can be used as a drench, it can be used as a transplant, and as a nutrient solution. Different ratios based on what you're doing. All that is described on the label. If you get some of that and use it on your stuff, you will be amazed what happens. The other thing I would do in conjunction with that, whoops, let me go to the right page. What, did I close that on myself already? No, okay. I'm tired tonight, man. Beat. One more. You need an inoculant to go with that. So we'll go into biological. Spectrum DS or Spectrum PSB. I don't know. PS Biocoat Gold, because that one actually is super, super good. Are you growing more annual or perennial stuff? I mean, I'll get you some good info before we close it up here. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to go back to Biocoat Gold, because that one is a solid inoculant. And that one if you can get it on the leaf surface also, it'll actually directly assimilate nutrients right out of the air to the plant, believe it or not. Like 70% of the air is nitrogen, so think how much nitrogen is floating around your plants day and night if you could pull it in. 5 pound, 1 pound, do they have anything smaller than 1 pound? No. Alright. So here's an inoculant for you, BioCoat Gold. You put those 3 products together. The Neutralive is a 2 separate things. You get the dual package. You put those 2 things together in a good foliar feed and nutrition program, you will be amazed what will happen to anything you grow. Amazed. So that's what I do. The BioCoat Gold is like $45. The Neutralive is like $70. So you're talking like with shipping, you're talking about $170 probably, $170. But that'll make a world of difference on anything you grow. It's really pretty much that simple. You just got to have all the right pieces there and the right ratios at the right time and the biology to interface to that. And once that happens and you accelerate photosynthesis, the rest of the system comes together. You start building soils, you start sequestering carbon in the soils, you foster better biology, and your plants grow happier and healthier and faster, and then that sequesters more carbon and accelerates the process and continues to accelerate the process. And every time you foliar feed, you raise the Brix level on a plant, and it doesn't fall down as far as it did before. So you're building soil and plant health in one complete package while you're growing plants. That is really how regenerative agriculture should be working. Don't mind all my crazy hand movements. I just get excited about agriculture. Yeah, me too, geeky. Always trying to learn everything, so if we have an SHTF, I can just go, oh well, roll on. Already know what I'm doing. Okay, a mix. Well, anyway, that Neutralive and the BioCoat Gold, that'll make a world of difference. It's $170 you can't afford not to spend, is basically what it comes down to. I'm not big on promoting products or companies or any of that crap. That's not really my thing at all. I really prefer closed loop agriculture, but foliar feeds are a quick way to get your soils up where you can close that loop and not have to foliar. It's the question of whether you're going to take advantage of that or ignore that. If you take advantage of it, it's going to pay you back dividend after dividend. And let me just back that up with some excellent information. And this is why I'm such a fan of advancing eco-agriculture. Because that right there, they're advancingecoag.com/webinars. Gold. Absolute gold. Big blocks of gold. And I got to do some more videos on other educational material. I got a bunch of new stuff, well, not entirely new, but stuff that I've kind of updated my information on, and I got to come back and do some videos on that. Hopefully I'll get to that in the next month or two. I don't know. Things are busy right now. Trying to get it together for the growing season this year and make a win if I can. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Geeky, thanks for your support, and whoever else is watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. This has been another Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net live stream from the Pharmacy Seeds Network. And I hope we'll see you next week. Geeky, always a pleasure, man. Always enjoy chatting with you. Okay, composting is a good thing. There's trace minerals there that support enzyme function and biology. It'll make your compost blow up as well. You'll be amazed how much faster you can break stuff down to usable material. And I got more things to do. Yeah. Cheers, Geeky. Have a good night. Thank you all. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.